You're here because you want 3 things to make your dirt bike better. Fine, here they are. We got spoke skins, some cool graphics, and these gas cap things.
What?
I'm kidding. When it comes to actual mods for a dirt bike, we should look at 3 criteria before we end up purchasing a part, right? First criteria should be comfort pieces. So things that will make the bike more comfortable, make it handle better maybe, and overall just a better feeling dirt bike. Second, that's where the performance comes into it. Maybe you can look at some modifications that will make the bike faster, give it more power. Thirdly, I would say then you can start looking at the trick parts, maybe the cool looking stuff, but save that for last because I think a lot of people go for the cool looking stuff first, and then you end up spending a lot of money and not going very far. The 3 things I have on my list are all for comfort. Firstly, we want to look into some suspension because that is one of the most crucial pieces to the dirt bike to provide you comfort and feeling of the motorcycle, and also be able to ride within your skill range. Most of the time we can get away with stock suspension because stock suspension is actually really darn good out of the showroom floor. But when you start pushing the pace a little bit, maybe leveling up your riding, getting your suspension dialed in with spring rates, valving, all that good stuff will make the bike way better, and it's well worth your money. So suspension is number 1 on the list. Another very important comfort piece is foot pegs. We need to look into foot pegs. Don't mind mine. This is still a completely stock bike, even though it looks really cool. It is stock. These foot pegs are stock, but this is going to be the first purchase I make, is getting some sharp foot pegs that will give me some really good grip with my feet. Last thing you want is your feet blowing off the foot pegs and you going supermaning through the air. Maybe you've been there, maybe you haven't, but don't be that person. Get some nice sharp foot pegs. Recommend some titanium ones. Some Raptor ones are probably good. But foot pegs is number 2 on my list. Number 3, we want to look into a nice gripper seat cover. This bike is the Works Edition Honda, so it comes with a gripper seat cover, and it has these little ribs in them, so it gives you extra grip within your butt, which will hold you in the saddle a little bit better, so you're not sliding off the back of the bike with heavy acceleration. It's very easy to be on a slippery seat and kind of let that thing slip you around, and sometimes you don't even blame it on that, but most of the time it is the seat. So get a seat cover. They're actually pretty cheap regardless compared to whatever else you can buy for a dirt bike. So seat cover would be number 3 on the list, and those are the 3 components that are absolute for a dirt bike. And honestly, you can get away with running just those 3 parts, and that's about it. You don't need anything else that's special. So you can see on this bike, it comes with some trick parts. We got some nice coated forks that just look super cool. What else we got on this? I did upgrade my handlebars, which that can be a little bonus. Handlebars are another good piece for comfort. You want to find a good bend that will provide you the best stability with your upper body. Ideally, that would help keep those elbows up in a good position. So I got the Phoenix handlebars here. They're the 90-50 bend, and I've ridden on them twice so far, and honestly, they're pretty incredible. So that's a little bonus tip that you could buy for a modification, I guess. This bike does have a Yoshi pipe. I don't know if you can see it on here, but that's going to be starting to come into the performance aspect of modifications. It's not super necessary, honestly not necessary for the majority of riders out there, but for some people it just looks really cool, and then also it can add a little bit more power. But yeah, there's the 3 modifications that you should get on your dirt bike. If these tips were super obvious for you, well, you probably clicked on the wrong video, but if they weren't, you're in the good spot, and hopefully you can make the smart decisions when you're making the first purchases of mod parts for your dirt bike. Stay tuned for more. We're going to get after it this summer with a bunch of cool videos and trying to get more involved with the YouTube scene. So see you next time.